With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary K.
Hey everyone, this is Gary K, and thank you for joining me for another post-InfoComm Rants and Raves video cast. This is going to be a great one because we're going to talk to one of the biggest brands at the show. Panasonic had an incredible showing at InfoComm 2025. I would say the best that they've shown in the last probably 5 or 6 years. They really had a strong showing, and I'm honored to be joined with the CEO of Panasonic, Taka Uchida. Taka, thank you very much for joining me today.
No, thank you very much, Gary. I'm very pleased to speak with you today. Thank you very much for your opportunity.
I really appreciate you joining me. I know you're really busy. First off, your kind of observations of the show and how you felt about it and Panasonic in general.
Okay. I thought compared to the last year, I felt there was a bit less people because of the especially for the Canada and Latin America, and especially
Sure.
From Europe, is less
Yeah.
people. But I think official announcement from InfoComm was increased 2%. So I'm pleased to hear the still InfoComm is growing. And for the Panasonic point of view, I'm very happy for the result because our pipeline and business opportunity has increased around 2 digits versus last year. So more and more, I think quality customer we could meet at that show. So as a Panasonic, we had a great success for the InfoComm 2025.
Well, you had a beautiful booth, and you front and center were 3 incredible projectors, which we'll talk about in just a second. I think the big news coming out of the show from Panasonic was MEVIX. Talk about MEVIX and what it is. You called it a sub-brand, but talk about what it is and sort of the future of MEVIX with regard to Panasonic.
Yeah. As a new company, as you know, the April 1st, 2025, we established a new company, Panasonic Projector and Display Corporation. In America case is Panasonic Projector and Display Americas. And also to create our new identity, we decided to launch new brand, MEVIX. And MEVIX is a kind of strategic evolution of new companies. And we extend our business beyond hardware. And as you know, the Panasonic is well known as a hardware-centric company.
Yeah.
But due to the current market demand changing and also customers' wants changing, we need to more provide a holistic and also human-centric experience to the customer. So MEVIX is represent about this kind of our will of changing.
Yeah, and what you've done is you've wrapped up sort of all the display products under the MEVIX sub-brand. I know we're going to hear more about that. When you walked into your booth at InfoComm, the first thing I saw was 3 projectors projecting, large venue projectors that were projecting 4K images. Obviously, projectors took a front and center. That was intentional upon Panasonic's part with MEVIX. And the PT RQ45K was the one that I think got the most sort of attention.
Yeah. Of course, as a new company, one definitely is our core and DNA is hardware and innovation. So this time is for large venue applications, especially high-end projector. And we introduced a new 40,000 lumen 3-chip DLP projector. And we have 50,000 lumen as a high-end and 30,000 lumen as well. And in order to create more customers' choice for various applications, we decided to introduce 40,000 lumen. So now we can give the customer more the choice of based on the applications.
I mean, Panasonic's always done really well in the large venue category, especially rental staging. A lot of rental staging companies have Panasonic lenses that they've had for many years. So this is going to be successful for you. I think probably one of the bigger surprises was the DVLED, the AD series. I don't think a lot of people knew that Panasonic was going to make a sort of a more aggressive play, I should say, in the in the DVLED space. I think that kind of surprised some people.
Okay, for years and years, actually we were asked, okay, if Panasonic introduced a DVLED solution or not. And we studied internally a lot, and we finally decided to introduce DVLED. However, it's not modular type yet. So we studied, and the biggest kind of growing area is we saw the all-in-one type
Yeah.
DVLED. So that is why, as a first step, we decided to introduce 137-inch and 165-inch.
Yeah. And one nice thing about this, for those of you who are watching, just remind you, we're talking to the CEO of Panasonic. And we did shoot videos of all of these products. So you can actually go watch all these videos at ravepubs.com/InfoComm. A product that I was doing a booth tour, and the person who was giving me the tour almost did not show me this product, which was your AV cart. I had to actually point it out to him because I didn't want to miss that product, because I think the idea of having projectors that can appear anywhere at any time, I think is going to be a big thing in the future, especially in ad hoc environments, learning environments, things like that. I want to give you a chance to talk about that because I think the packaging of that is pretty solid.
Yeah. Our one of the key vertical category is education and corporate.
Mm-hmm.
And now education market is especially facing some issue because they need to change the system quickly after the lecture and between lecture and lectures. So now they are requiring more kind of flexible solution. That is why we found out one good partner called Altome, and we were discussing with Altome and co-developed with this the one card solutions. And this is more for our VMZ series is let's say is combined very well and communicating smoothly. So this will give like a corporate and education market is more flexible solutions for every product. But,
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. I agree. And finally, one of the things that I think a lot of people were talking about, well, I should say last year, cloud was a big word at InfoComm. I think there's a lot of momentum that happened this year. And right before InfoComm, Excite, along with a bunch of other brands, some big brands in the industry, everyone from Shure to Legrand and Panasonic was one of them, announced support for a new initiative that's an open AV cloud initiative that sort of is, there's no real leader of it. It's more of like the chance to join an initiative to make APIs more accessible across the cloud. And Panasonic's a big part of that. I'll put a link into Open AV Cloud, but obviously, that's a change for a lot of companies to kind of decide to be part of this open API initiative.
Yeah, I think so. And as I already mentioned about as a new company, our one of the mission is how to simplify the customer's complicated workflows. And at this moment, a lot of kind of vendor is providing a lot of solution, but this is still isolated and also proprietary kind of software and solutions. Yeah. But a customer is more looking for how is unified and simple usage. So one of the initiative is the cloud and AI. And this open AV cloud is definitely for the future and more kind of breaking the silo of the vendors and vendor. And this, our new company is completely aligned about this direction. That is why we joined for this kind of association. And definitely, I believe this kind of activity helps industry and customers.
I 100% agree. I'm glad that you joined. I hope it gains a lot of momentum because I know it's going to make it not only easier for end users, but also going to make it easier for integrators. And when we're talking about controlling everything.
Yeah, correct. I agree.
Yep, and don't forget, like I said, we shot videos everywhere in the Panasonic booth. And as I mentioned, I did a booth tour, so you can actually watch my entire booth tour if you want by going to ravepubs.com/InfoComm. Type in Panasonic. You can type in MEVIX in the video search as well. Taka, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know you're really busy. I appreciate you doing this, and I hope that I get a chance to speak to you more between now and the end of the year.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for watching.
rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and